let's take a quick second to talk about Coinbase. I mean, I think this is a very interesting. Man, I'm kicking myself. I had Coinbase shares. John will tell you over the summer at like I think it was like $40. I
Yeah,
sold out when we got to like 80.
quite the
Now
come
we're
up,
at 200, man.
quite the come up for sure. Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
they beat, I believe, on both bottom, on revenue and EPS. So doing pretty well there. I think they gave really good guidance for 2024. Obviously, more transaction fees, a lot more people. I mean, that was kind of the bullish scenario we were talking about yesterday. It was more like, you know, Bitcoin's doing well, more people are getting back into the markets, more people are trading, so more transaction fees. And I mean, clearly that was evident. So
yeah. I mean, and it's really interesting because I was thinking about this morning. It's like you could technically like front run, right? Because everything is on chain. You could see DEX volumes, and I'm sure there's a correlation between like a pretty high correlation between decentralized exchange volumes and like centralized exchange volumes.
okay,
So in theory, like you could be front running this pretty easily.
yeah,
Again, it's just in theory. I have no clue whether or not
no,
it's
no, no,
true.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
we're getting a fucking crazy pump in. Well, this is Solana Dex metrics, but like getting crazy pumps like this, what is the likelihood that the same is going on?
yeah, in Coinbase,
Yeah,
yeah.
with volume in Coinbase. So this is
So
kind of
this is all, I guess, on the blockchain, right?
yes, this is all open source. Like everything is tracked. Everyone has access to it. So
So anyone can make a dashboard like this.
yeah, anyone can make these types of dashboards. You need to know SQL, which I don't know, but maybe I should.
SQL's not bad. If you know anything like any Python, it's honestly not bad.
Maybe I
It's one of the
should.
more basic languages.
Okay, all right. Maybe I should take a stab at it. But yeah, nonetheless, I was thinking about this morning, and I was like, man, like you could technically, which I guess at the end of the day, like it's kind of meta because if Bitcoin's going up, I mean, if crypto's going up, then the markets are going up, then volumes are going up, then Coinbase should be going up as well. I do think if this, I mean, these types of inflows do continue. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna say this, and I don't say this a lot. Like, I hate putting price targets on things, but if we continue to see inflows like this throughout the year, like, there's no reason why we're not going to be able to crack all-time highs for Bitcoin, 69,000, and then continue on from there. So that's just my opinion, not financial advice. I've been in this
Yeah.
bucket for, for a while, and we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I mean, that's pretty bold, but I think you're right there. What you saw, $5 billion in 1 month in inflows, uh, definitely gonna boost up some
Yeah, and then
prices.
if we take a look at like some of the value being captured on chain, I mean, if we take a look at stablecoins, I think stablecoins have hit all-time highs. Yeah, 138 billion dollars. It's all-time highs for sure. Let's go to DeFi Llama. We'll take a look at that in chart form. 138 billion dollars worth of stablecoins, pretty freaking insane. Let's see if this will load. We can take a look at that. I mean, we're still. I guess this is TVL on Ethereum, maybe. Yeah, I think this is Ethereum. So this doesn't take into account everything, but yeah, I mean, been making massive moves in terms of stablecoin market cap. Oh, actually, this is TVL for the broader space. Sorry, I got that confused. But yeah, just absolute bangers coming out. Extremely happy. I mean, we got Eigenlayer as well. For those of you who don't know, that's going to be very interesting to see kind of how much value is captured there as well. But I think it'll create a narrative for some of these layer twos as well. The fact that fees are going to go down even more, and the way that data is going to be processed, it's going to be different. So,
So I guess my question to you: there's so many names in the crypto space.
yeah,
How do you filter through, I guess, the bullshit? You know,
yeah.
like
So,
there's a lot of it, right? Don't get me wrong. There's a
yeah,
lot
yeah, yeah,
of
100%.
junk out there.
Yeah. So the way that I've been kind of looking at things now is liquidity rankings. So I have a screener, like a custom screener for liquidity rankings based on circulating market cap. So when I'm trading, I have some other kind of things that I factor in, but for the most part, just focusing on the highly liquid names that are backed by a strong narrative and are backed by like strong fundamentals as well. And then it's pretty similar for my just spot positions, like kind of think out a narrative, what is likely going to happen over the next year, and then find some names to kind of throw some money around in there. But yeah, I mean, to your point, it is very, there's just so many different ways you can go about kind of positioning yourself in the crypto markets, and it could be very, very overwhelming. You can go down like these massive rabbit holes. So, yeah.
But you're also you're not just like diamond handing Bitcoin and all these projects, you're actively trading.
So I've been doing over the last couple of months, I've been trying to grow like a leveraged account. So I've been liquidated 5 times at this point. So I just yeah. So they were like $10,000 accounts each, like just try to build them up. Got like 5 times, but I keep going. So I got another one going. I've been doing pretty well on it. So we'll see how that goes. Just a small portion of my portfolio that I keep just to keep my like toes dipped. And I don't know, when you just have spot positions, like things get boring sometimes, and I want to trade. So
Bitcoin's definitely. Maybe not just Bitcoin, but crypto is definitely the asset to trade, right? I haven't seen volatility like anything else except for crypto, and I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, but it trades pretty like technical heavy, right?
Yeah. I think. It's been interesting because I'm not a fan of TA, but like crypto is a space where, as you mentioned, like some really basic TA stuff does end up working out. Like, here, let's take a look at.
Even like liquidity zones, support resistance.
Exactly. Like we can look at. Let me take a look. Let me think of a good one that. Oh, okay. I know exactly what to take a look at. Beam. Where's Beam? Where are you, Beam? Here we go. Beam. Okay, so this is a gaming protocol. Like, this is just beautiful, man. Like, textbook. Buy the textbook. If you go back to the 90s in equities, like, this is some shit you'd see, right? Just beautiful, like a nice uptrend, nice pullback, beautiful accumulation range, and then you break out of that range for new highs. Like, I don't know. That's some stuff you don't really see as cleanly in just TradFi nowadays. So there's definitely a lot of stuff to it. A lot of bullshit as well. Like, there's a lot of manipulation. I love it because I truly get to be a detective. Like, I love to just think about, all right, everyone is looking at this chart. What are they thinking? Like, how do I position myself relative to that? I know it's kind of a goofy way to trade, but I'm a contrarian in nature. When everyone is thinking one way, I like to at least look at the other side and consider it heavily. Now that can bite you in the butt when you're in a strong bull market. So you kind of have to figure out which side you want to take. But stuff like this, man. And you just look at it, beautiful. AR is another one that I'm looking to get into. Ergo. I just put a trade on yesterday on ERG. This is a project that I traded last cycle, but it is down 90%. It hasn't really been moving as much. So this is ERG. This thing pumped heavily last cycle. I think we got almost to $1 billion valuation. It was like 600 million. Went up to, I think it was 20. We've had some inflation since then. So so going back to 20 would actually put it back over, or put it over its current or its all-time high market cap. But yeah, just like looking at this from a high time frame perspective, like you're pulling back to one of the first pumps it had, just like a very key range that it had when it began rallying hard in 2020. So like to be able to see that buyers are really stepping in here. Again, I'm not a fan of TA, but when you see stuff like this, you're like, all right, I'm gonna throw some money there. Just think about like asymmetric risk reward, right? Like this thing, sure, maybe it'll go down 50%, but the potential payoff is like a 500% return. So
for sure,
how I think about it.
And then, so what about this project makes you like it? I guess.
Yeah. So ERG, To be quite honest, like this is just a trade for me. Again, as I mentioned, it's kind of in the bullshit bucket. But Erg, like fundamentally, they have, I think, very strong developers.